All right, what's going on, man? Try to see how many uploads I can get done with tonight. I was thinking about it was a conversation we had on some lives a couple of weeks back with it was something that Lotus Queen. Shout out to Lotus Queen, Street Science podcast. Y'all go check that out. It's like subscribe to that. And I also shout out to 063 Big Dale, man. You doing big things in Chicago, man. I just shared one of your videos, man. You showing y'all making a difference, man. The peace treaties and all that, man. This desperately what's needed, man. We need it like we need air to breathe, man. So shout out to Big Dale for that. And showing, you know, the video I showed was Mina Red, which is Tay Capone's sister, playing cards with FBG Cash and some more people. You know what I'm saying? It's like you remember with all this drill stuff. A lot of them they either related, they know each other, they come from the low end and stuff. A lot of them came from the projects after they shut down. They got spread out, and just seeing videos like that, man, it shows you truth is stranger than fiction, man. This internet stuff is blowing a lot of things up. People like us on the outside looking in, all we know is what the internet telling us. So whenever somebody like that who's in it, and as they say, from the other side, but you know, it's all the same side, really, man. But you get people like that, you know, from 63rd and all that, and showing, you know, this footage of people getting along and kicking it and all this stuff, man. And it's like, whoa, where all this op stuff come from? You know what I mean? But yeah, I love that. But getting back to the topic, Lotus Queen, she said how, you know, the energies, we talking about the industry, right? She was talking about the industry and how the energy shifted, how they just harvest, you know, harvest energy, harvest souls, you know what I mean? And I think the question was it, you know, how things, it like, you know, it was all about New York. It was all about the West Coast, you know, East Coast and West Coast. And then, you know, it was about the South. But in particular, I'm talking about cities. You see how a lot of artists and everything just happens in Atlanta, you know what I mean? And then come the killing and all the drugs and the violence and the people going to jail, the Ricos and all this stuff. But then you notice how, you know, everything's happening in Houston now. You know what I mean? I mean, stuff been happening, granted, but as far as when you see things hitting the net, when it's dealing with the whole rap culture, industry, you know, drill, whatever, you see how a lot of stuff is happening in Houston now. You're hearing about like mob ties, and I just seen this Rico go down with this one cat, I can't remember the name. Another clique, basically. Sauce Walker, that's it. And I'm like, man, and I remember asking her, you know, is that what happened to Chicago? And she broke down how that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, drill is basically harvested all that energy. And it brings me back to that Marvel movie, what was it? Not Avengers, but the Fantastic Four. The second one with the Silver Surfer, and he was working for that whatever he was. I don't know. I forgot his name, Darkseid or something like that. But he was a consumer of worlds. You know what I'm saying? He goes to these places, just consume whole planets. And that's kind of how I was thinking about it. You know, as things, you know, the energy is jumping from city to city. And it lands on Chicago. The drill era starts. And it's just, you know, it blew up. You know, some people, you know, a few people made it. A whole lot of other people, you know, was making it, and you know, then you just got the trend, you know, everybody's just trying to follow the blueprint. But what I've noticed, and maybe I've noticed it too, but it's just not the same. We lost a whole entire generation, man. You know what I mean? I mean, the killing has always been going on. Gangs has always been going on in Chicago. It's always been like that. But the level with which this escalated, and because of the, you know, it was stuff going on before the music, I say that, but the music amplified everything, because now you got everybody else in the story, you know what I'm saying, in it. You got everybody talking about it, you know, no shade to anybody who blogged it. I mean, it's out there, so you blog about it. It's whatever, it's news. But it's the way, you know, a lot of kids were motivated to start getting into things, you know, and just to make a song and dissing people, dissing the dead and all these different things. And then they don't last that long. So now when I see a lot of these interviews, you know, instead of the people that we know about that, you know, were making the hits or whatnot, you got everybody who was on the peripheral, you know what I'm saying? They might have been standing next to him in the video or something like that. And, you know, telling these old stories, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's getting old. You know, that's what happens when you lose a whole generation. You know, it's all exciting and everything. A few people die here, but now let's look back. Now we got time to look all the way back. We got years to look back on, and look what we lost. You know, that's a lot of talent, a lot of creativity, a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? Lost. Who knows where the culture would be right now if a lot of the stuff could have stopped. You know, keep the music, the rapping and all that, but a lot of the stuff on the street, it's all related. So it's kind of hard, but just imagine that, you know, if all the artists we lost and all the members from the blocks they represented were not lost due to, you know, some of the wars and stuff, and it was perpetuated by the music. You know what I mean? A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things happen behind the scenes we don't know about, but it's consumed us. You know, this is what it looks like. This is what a genocide looked like. You know, you talk about Hotel Rwanda and all that, you know, that movie Hotel Rwanda, you know, the Tutsis and the Hutus, how they, you know, they just wiped them out, you know, so many of them. That's what this feels like, you know, not on that scale, but it's still, that's what happened. You know, a minor genocide went on. You see what I'm saying? And all the time we're always talking about, you know, you've heard this for years, you know, we're killing our own people. You see the results of it? How drained and low energy the interviews sound now, because the people who they're talking about are all dead. It's like you talking about everybody who knew them. You talking, you know, interviewing everybody who knew them, and it's just like so dry. You know, the life is sucked out. You see the up and coming artists coming up now. You know, it's like they got their little guns with the switches and stuff, and they just look tired. You know, everybody just looks drained. Like the energy has been drained from Chicago. It took the best and put them in the ground. And all we have to remember is the music. You know what I mean? And the music don't even hit the same now. You know what I mean? It's not just because they're dead. It's because it's like that spell is broken. You know, the freshness of the drill and stuff. And now, it just all sounds the same, you know, give or take a few, you know what I mean? But the imagery is the same, you know, and it's like, and big ups to everybody who trying to get on and trying to get their music out there. But what's left? You know what I mean? There's nothing left but to wage the peace, man. You see the result of the war, of all the warfare or whatever, you know, the killing and everything, the people in and out of jail. Oh, I forgot about all the people locked up from behind a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of them probably be getting out after January. You know, some may be out sooner, coming home, and they went in from where it was left. You know, they remember what was left. They get, you know, they hear about things while they in jail and all that. But, you know, they're coming out ready to get back at the ops. You know, they're ready to get back at this and that. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, this is your chance to stop. This is it. No more. Nobody else needs to be lost. You know what I mean? Reality says it's going to happen. But damn, think about just think about how low energy and how dry it feels now. When you got people just telling some old stories, you know, how you beat somebody up, and it don't even matter. Like, it's just bringing stuff up just to get people talking. You know what I mean? It's like, what, you know, like Final Destination. The Grim Reaper missed all those people because he messed up Death's plan. So he did an end. He came back around and started collecting everybody else. You know what I mean? That's basically how it's going to happen? Where, you know, oh, well, the second wave or the third wave coming out of jail now. Let's get back in. I seen a post with, you know, it's saying Roto number 9 said, I can't wait to get back in the mix. Which mix? The whole mix was eliminated while you were locked up. You know what I mean? Like, what you know, if you're going to get into the music, go ahead, do the music, man. Keep it with the music, though. Ain't no need to be trying to go back out. Nobody, man. And that's for anybody who be getting out soon. Forget it, man. Just let it go, man. Try to live a different life. Or, you know, make different choices, man. It's not worth it. And it's not working, and it's not worth it. Either one of those. Pick one. But it just feels dead, man. I go back to the older, you know what I'm saying, 2009, 2010, 13, whatever. Those, you know, that kind of music, like, some of it sounds good now, but man, that was like life was breathing to something. It really was a movement. It could have been so much more. That's all, man. I'm just going on, and I just thought about that. And I don't know, man. It comes down to each individual making a choice to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Doing the opposite of what you was doing, because it ain't working. You know, a lot of people getting hurt and dying. They're going after families now. You know what I'm saying? There are no rules anymore. So it's time to just stop, man.